This is the Benibela 17-inch Wi-Fi connected digital picture frame. Let's take it out of the box. Before opening the box, I wanted to point out a nice feature of this. In the upper right corner on the back of the box, there's this label. It says, set up the gift with photos. Step 1, download the VPhoto app. Step 2, tear to scan the back gift setup code. And 3, preload photos, videos, and a gift message. What that's saying is, if you peel that off, there is a QR code under that. If you are giving this as a gift to somebody, the holidays right now are upon us. If you're giving this as a gift to somebody and want to preload it with photos, you can peel that off, and that QR code is linked to this particular digital picture frame in the box. And you can send all of those photos and whatnot from your phone to it, so when they turn it on, the pictures will be there. That's a nice touch. In the box, you get the user manual. The AC adapter plugs into a standard electrical outlet, barrel jack connector, USB cable for connecting to the computer, USB to micro USB. Screws and wall anchors, because it is wall mountable, or you can put it on a desk with the included leg, foot, whatever you want to call it, and a remote control. And yes, this is the digital picture frame you've always wanted. It's 17 inches. It's pretty big. So let me get this set up and plugged in, and I'll show you how it works. The back of the unit has a micro USB port, a standard USB port. You can plug a flash drive with photos in there, the DC in jack, and a microSD card slot if you have a microSD card that you want to put in instead. This is also landscape or portrait mountable using the wall hanging holes, and depending which way you put the leg in it can dictate if it's landscape or portrait mode that way. Right in the corner, that thing there is a light sensor, or a motion sensor if you want to call it. You can set this to automatically go dark if nobody's in the room. That's nice, because there's no need for it to use electricity at that point if nobody's looking at it. So it can go dark, and when it sees movement in the room, it'll come right back on. Your question of how long does the battery last will be answered now. 0 minutes, 0 seconds, none, because it doesn't have a battery. Be realistic. A picture frame this big is going to use power. And if you have a battery in it, it won't last for long. So it must remain plugged in. And yes, that means if you're going to have it on a wall, there is going to be a wire there. You can do numerous things with that to hide the wire, drill through the wall, put it through the wall, anything you want, or just put it on a desk and you won't even see it. So once turned on, you are greeted with the welcome screen. Before we proceed with that, I'm just going to rattle off the specifications on the unit. This is a Wi-Fi connected digital picture frame. Wi-Fi means it connects up with your Wi-Fi network. And yes, this will work with 2.4 and 5 gigahertz networks without any problem. It uses the VPhoto app. That is all optional. You don't need to use the app at all. This can act as a standard digital picture frame. You can copy photos into it from your computer using the supplied USB cable, or you can plug in a flash drive or microSD card, as stated earlier. The picture frame itself has 32 gigabytes of onboard storage. How many pictures does that hold? There's 2 answers to that question. The first answer is what the manufacturer says, 30,000. I'm going to give you the correct answer. The correct answer is pictures are not a unit of measurement. Every picture you take is different from the next. And that means that the size, the file size and bytes of these pictures varies from picture to picture. It also depends on the megapixel of the camera that was used to take the photo, compression levels, and a host of other factors. So basically, you'll fit photos on here. It's not going to be 5, maybe not 30,000, but somewhere in between. I'm sure it will be a comfortable amount of memory. This also can play music, and it can play movies, in addition to, of course, displaying pictures. It can show the weather. There's a clock and a calendar as well. The screen is a touch screen, so that way you can get fingerprints all over your nice new digital picture frame. Yeah, we're going to do that. You can always clean it, of course. So we're going to get started here. English is selected, so we'll hit next. And now it's asking for Wi-Fi. We're going to choose this one because it's here. It's connected. That was really difficult. Set up your frame. So now it wants me to enter in information here. Device nickname we can leave. I could change the city and the time. Let me do that. It displays the QR code for the app. We're good with that. I've already downloaded that. And now it says to scan the QR code or manually enter the connection code to connect the frame to the app. It says JK18 has bound your device. That's perfect. We'll hit next. Share connection code. You can share that to family and friends. Start adding photos. We can try sending that from the phone to the frame or send them later after initial setting. And you can add a mailbox for sharing, so you can actually email photos to it as well, which is nice. We'll hit complete. There we are. And now we are at the main screen. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a picture with I'm using a tablet today, that's what's handy, and then we will send that to this. And now on the device, I'm just going to send that one picture. There it is. That is magic. Just like that, it sent the picture and we're done. That's simple. That's really easy. You can send videos, you can send pictures, and that's about all we're going to do with the app. So now I'm going to plug in a USB flash drive where I have a bunch of pictures, music, all that kind of stuff, and we'll play with that. Before we go ahead and do that, I'm just going to point out that it does show on the main screen here the weather. I have blocked out the city name because that's none of your business, but it does show the current weather conditions, the date, the time, what the weather is going to be from there on, etc. And we can go to the clock if you want. There's different styles. We'll just take like kind of a traditional one like that. And now you have a clock on your wall or on your desk or anything like that. I'm now going to just show you some of the settings quickly before we get into pictures and all that, because that's kind of just the let's sit back and watch, see what it can do. You can adjust your brightness and your volume, turn the touch sounds on or off. Assistive touch can be turned on or off. Language, slideshow. You can select different things. We're going to do 15 seconds. Slideshow mode. You can select random. We'll do that. Sort by. You can select time, date, stuff like that. A caption. I don't know if we need any of that. You could set a sleep timer. Motion sensor. If it doesn't detect motion, you can set how long you want. Auto rotate. You can, like I said, turn this portrait mode and it will work. And the notification sound. The Wi-Fi is already set up, so we don't need to do anything else with that. And you have your factory data reset, help, and about. So let me plug in a flash drive now. And here is a slideshow. Now you will notice the bars on the sides. That is because of the aspect ratio of the photos not matching the screen. That can be changed and adjusted, of course. There's also other things you can do. Maybe you want 2 photos on the screen at a time, or 3, or 4. There's an automatic mode, and we'll go back to that right there. you can change settings in here. Look at that. Background music. Yep, you can do that. Slideshow interval, we'll change that to 15 seconds. Transition effect, random, and there's other ones here, but random is just fine. And the photo display model, there's a memorial where it kind of makes it black and white, and a museum which has other effects in that depending on the actual photo, stuff like that. Let me go back in here for a minute to settings, and we're going to turn off the background music and change that back to normal, and that's it. So now you can get rid of the little bugs on the screen, as they call them, like this guy up here, that round thing. That was an option that we saw before in the settings, and you can turn off the caption and turn off all the other stuff, but we'll just sit here and just let it display, and this way you can see the screen is full 1080p 1920 by 1080. That's beautiful right there. This is all going just fine. It does everything that you'd ever expect it to do. Let me shut the lights so you can see it a little bit better. Under music, you know, we played that before. We'll turn the, we'll go over to this one, turn the volume up. That is as loud as it goes. Doesn't really need to go much louder than that. It's a digital picture frame, but yes, it can play music. And again, for the background music with the photos is certainly a nice touch. So that all seems to work well. And videos. Are you going shopping? Or did we just pick you up? What is the cat deal? All by yourself, you just went in there. Say hello to YouTube. Oh, yes. Yes. Alright, go back in your bag. Go back in the bag. That's a good boy. You can get the weather full screen. You can get a clock and calendar full screen. The different clocks, as I showed before. That's it. And we can go all the way back. There's even a flip clock. That's kind of nifty. I like that. And just to show, after adjusting the settings, you can get rid of the bars on the side. I've set the time to 5 seconds just so you see pictures keep going past here like that. If it's too fast for you, well, you could slow it down, make it take longer between. So it has a lot of adjustability to set it up exactly the way you like. And it'll just sit here and display pictures like that, and it's fantastic all around. 32 gigabytes built-in storage. Anybody you share the connection code with can send photos to this, so if you have an elderly member of the family who is maybe technologically challenged, you can just update it with new photos as you take them on your phone, which is really a nice touch. You don't even have to go over there. but you should, because they probably won't be around forever. But it is nice that you can do that from anywhere at any time, and you'll get a notification sound. You can turn that off if you want. So like I said, everything is fully adjustable all around. Big, bright, beautiful screen. One other thing I just want to point out, yes, you can adjust the brightness, but it doesn't matter how low you set the brightness. A bigger screen means more light in the room, if that is a concern of yours. Just like your big screen TV, the whole living room lights up now because that screen at 85 inches is almost a wall's worth of light, no matter how you set the brightness. So if it's too bright, you can lower that, but still it's going to be emitting a lot of light into the room. All around, it works fantastic. It's very, very simple. I didn't even touch the remote, but you can, of course, use that without any problem and do all of the same functions, but you could just touch the screen like that, and that works too. All around, it's just fantastic. One of the very clearest screens that I've ever seen on a digital picture frame. You've seen them little 7-inch ones like that, and they say 1080p. It's not 1080p. This is a true 1080p panel. I can tell by looking at it, being in the technology field for many years. I know these things right off the bat. Those little ones, the resolution isn't great, but sitting in an easy chair and seeing it on an end table, it's more than good enough. This you can put on the end table and see in real HD how good those pictures actually can look. So once again, this was the Benibela 17-inch Wi-Fi connected digital picture frame. If you'd like to purchase this item, I'll leave a link in the video description where you can find the item available for sale on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.